everyone. Welcome to another episode of the playonultra podcast. This is episode 99.
99? Yeah.
Yeah, fucking hell, 99. 99 of this thing that we did for some reason. So, Sarah, this is Sarah's first week of not being here. She won't be here forever. It's me, Fo, and we have a guest this week. Otter.
Hey, how's it going, guys?
I wasn't sure what to say. I wasn't sure.
Right?
What should I call
this
him?
guy?
I don't know, you're waiting for him to give an intro without prompting him at all. He's like,
Right?
it's me.
Otter Gamer. So tell the good people listening, what is it that you do on your YouTube channel?
So I've been getting a little bit more into streaming. Lately, we've been streaming a lot of PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds, which is just kind of a fun battle royale type game. And then above that, I do Rome of the Mad God, which is a game that came out in 2012, but apparently still has a very vibrant, thriving community. And then just kind of like whatever I find that piques my fancy for that week. So
Nice. So you mainly stream on YouTube, right?
correct. Yep.
Okay. Cool. So what'd you guys do this week?
You're all in quiver with anticipation.
Nobody wants to go first.
I finally did my review of What Remains of Edith Finch. I really struggled with that one.
I added it to my watch later list. I haven't watched it yet.
Holy shit!
You struggled to cohere your thoughts, or what was made it tough?
Like both that one is that, and also I wasn't really sure what would be relevant to say because it's a walking simulator, I guess, but it's one of those like it's a linear narrative. There's no puzzles, and you're supposed to get the value out of the actual stories, right? And maybe how it relates to you, I guess. But the thing is, their stories are so specific. I'm not sure if you can relate to it. I did not relate to it. The stories were great. The characters were really interesting. I really loved the location. The house is amazing. It's probably one of my favorite like locations in any video game ever because it's one of those house. It's one of the house that so this one of the members of the family was like a tinkerer kind of person, right? And he made a lot of like secret corridors from one room to go to the other room kind of stuff.
Cool.
Really, really cool. And it's designed really well. And so there's like one huge house plus like a tower with like hanging walkways with more rooms. It's just like it's like a really super cool location. And each room, so basically the gist of the game is you go into each room and you learn about the former occupant of that room, which is a member of the Finch family. And you play Edith Finch, which is basically the last surviving member of the family. So you go around in the room. So once you get into the room, there is a specific story object for you to interact with to start like the whole narrative to finding out who this person was kind of thing. But even before that, like the room was designed in a way that you straight away know what kind of personality the former occupant had, what was the former occupant doing. So atmosphere wise, story wise, the writing, it's pretty much perfect. The thing is, when you want to review games like this, you can't really have it in a way that, hey, this game is great, you should buy it kind of style of review, because it's something that not everybody is going to get the same thing out of it. Although I understand that most video games are basically, everybody's going to get something out of each video game individually, I think, differently. But there are a lot of video games out there you can look at it objectively, like the mechanics and stuff like that. But since this one is so, I guess, emotional, I just wasn't sure like what angle to go for. So my entire review is just basically saying I have no idea what to say.
I've been there before.
So it's like, because I can't say that it might relate to you because it might not, because it didn't relate to me. And I think, and it's also like a $20 game for like 2 hours. It's a pretty tough sell. So I wasn't sure, like, I don't know. It's a very interesting game though. I really like the way it did its narrative and storytelling. It's probably one of the better ones. And you played a walking simulator, right, Fo?
the walking simulator? I mean, in general. I was like, did some game just go full meta
simulator.
and name itself the walking simulator? Because I would play that game too.
I'm pretty sure somebody's making some game called the Walking Simulator.
Probably.
No, I'm saying you
For
played
VR.
a walking simulator this week, right?
Oh yes, I did. I played A Second Before Us. Oh, it's in all caps, so it's A Second Before Us. It's have to say it. It's all
I've
caps.
never heard of that one. Is that a new one?
It's pretty new. I don't know how. Actually, if I look on the Steam store page, I'll see how recent it is. But it's I've only played it for about an hour so far. The setting is initially very Portal-esque because you wake up in like a room, like just your room with a bed, and then you kind of have to just go out into this facility, and you don't see anybody else, and you enter these simulations, which are like bits from the past. So the first simulation is like some lighthouse being built in like Roman times. And you just kind of have to like fix whatever's wrong with that place, like winch up the last support beam, and then you kind of get pulled back. But while you're doing this, you're finding notes from other, I guess, people like you who have been also sent back to the simulation to try and fix it somehow. The story is really not clear, but it's really, the bits that I've seen so far are very interesting because you have a journal which you started because it's like post-apocalyptic, it's post-cataclysms, and so you're the last few people living in this community, and I guess they use memory erasures to keep everybody in line. So it could be a lot of build-up and hint mysteriousness to a lot of crap, or it could be cool like Bioshock 1. We'll see. We'll have to see.
Right. It's not easy to do a story like that.
No. The walking's also a little slow for a walking simulator, and it kind of has that problem where the world's, it's not huge, but it's big enough that I'll waste time in some corner of the room before realizing it has nothing to do with progress at all. That's a little annoying.
That's
game
one thing
came
that
out May
Finch
10th.
did pretty well. So because it doesn't have a sprint button, because it doesn't need it, because it's just a house, and you're outdoors very, very few times only in that game, and since the house is really packed, so it didn't feel tiring, is what I'm trying to say, I guess.
Okay. Yeah, so far this game's good. I mean, it's got pretty basic assets, and it lacks a few UI things. Like, I wish there was more sound triggers to know when I, like, unlocked a thing. Like, you found the last piece, the force field's gone away. Like, I don't know unless I actually walk and look at the force field, which is annoying sometimes. But, again, only an hour into it so far, and I'm not disliking it. So I'm looking forward to playing more and uncovering more mysteriousness. Hopefully it doesn't let me down.
Nice.
Do you think it's going to have like a huge twist at the end? Like it's really building up to that kind of...
I'm getting those vibes pretty strong. There's got to be something like that. And like the game like poster banner for it shows like a kind of like an abandoned looking like kitchen with what looks like a Wheatley orb in it. So I'm hoping for some sort of British AI at some point to be comedic at me.
Soon they'll start throwing orbs at you and you'll turn a corner, there'll be turrets everywhere.
I'd be okay with that.
Would you be...
It's not the worst thing.
Would you be disappointed if there wasn't a twist?
No, I don't think so. It depends on how they do it, I suppose. I just don't want there to be... I mean, there can be a good ending without a twist. I don't want them to be like, build up, here's a really stupid twist. I'm like, oh, okay.
Right. You were dead the whole time.
Jacob's
You're
ladder.
your own uncle, right?
The thing is with twists, it seems like when the twist happens, everything else doesn't matter almost.
Yeah.
Sometimes they do it that way, like
that was my
like
problem
my
with
journey doesn't
Bioshock
matter.
Infinite.
Right.
It's because you're changing like parallel worlds so frequently. Like I feel like no matter what I do, it doesn't matter because something's going to change to a parallel dimension, and it's not going to matter at all.
Sure.
It's frustrating. And also, I don't know how much do you guys think the expectation of a twist like undercuts the twist. Like if you're not expecting it, I think it's the best. It's when you're expecting something that it's usually like, okay, you're thinking of all the wild things, so nothing's going to be as wild as you think it could be.
Right.
Like
I definitely agree with that. If you're anticipating it, then you know, your bar's already set here. It's got to be here or else you don't get that like high from it.
Yeah.
And if it's down here, then you're like, oh, well, this is not worth 5 hours of my time.
Yeah.
What about you, Otter? What did you do this week? What did you play?
So this week I've mostly been playing Battlegrounds. I've been getting sucked into that game. It's super addicting. Probably because I'm a huge masochist and I get killed so many times in that game. But do you know anything about Battlegrounds?
I just know
It
it's
came out
PvP.
probably about
Yes.
yeah.
It's the
And I
Battle
know it's
Royale
like super
thing.
successful now.
It is. They just sold 2 million copies.
What makes
Yeah.
it unique from like Arma and the other games that came before it that do what apparently is the same thing?
So there's like 3 or 4 other games that are very similar. The first one is H1Z1 King of the Kill. There's Ark Survival of the Fittest. There's a free-to-play version of this game that's what is it called? Last One Standing, I believe, which it was made by I think it was DayZ developers.
Okay, right. I forgot. They forked off basically and made a different game, I think.
They did. Yeah, so PlayerUnknown, the guy who's making this game, developed for H1Z1 King of the Kill, and then he split off and did his own thing. And it's, if I remember right, it's based off the Arma game. So they took that and they made it kind of a mod. And it's a battle royale game. So you start off in an airplane and then you're flying over. You kind of pick your location and then you parachute out and drift over to it. And you have to pick up guns and kill anyone in your vicinity and then be the last one standing. So it's kind of got like a Hunger Games type vibe to it. And there's usually about 100 people in each map. So it gets pretty intense. But what they do is the amount of area you have slowly shrinks.
Yeah.
So if you're outside of that circle, you'll start getting damaged and eventually die. So they're forcing you to engage with each other. So, and I think the part that I really have fun with is the duos or the squads, because you can play single or you can play with duos or squads of up to 4 people. And
That's
if
cool.
if you get squads and like it gets super intense, you're getting shot from all directions and you're trying to communicate and be tactical, it can get pretty intense. So.
Is it pre-built maps or can people create their own maps kind of thing?
So currently, because it's still in development, it's in early access, they only have one map. It's a kind of an island. There's really 2 little small islands. But they're adding mod support, and
Ooh, nice.
I'm assuming they're adding more maps as well. So
How long is the average game?
I would say
20 minutes?
anywhere from 30 seconds to 45 minutes. Because sometimes you land and just get shotgunned in the face, and then you start up a new game. But if you make it to the end, usually it's like 45 minutes for a
That's
game.
pretty long. Definitely with that much time investment, the pressure is real at the end.
It is, especially in solo, because you have nobody watch your back. You get shot in the back or from the sides, and it's a third-person type game. You can go into first-person or ADS, but so you can like be behind a rock or a tree and kind of cheat your camera around to look around it. So somewhere up on that hill, some guy's doing that to you, waiting for you to turn your back and then shoot you in the back of the head. So
I remember
it gets very intense.
I think it was Destiny. There was some game where it was you couldn't do that necessarily unless you were emoting. So people would be standing around just like dance emoting so they could spin the camera around and like and so dumb.
So
Really?
meta.
Yeah.
Oh, this guy's doing the cha-cha over here.
Like the
He's
King of the Hill
cheating.
guy has to dance so you can look around all the different ways.
That's right. So
Is it
that's
one
been
of those games where you can like bring over progress, or do you just start like totally from zero and like new players and old players kind of have the same advantage kind of thing?
So the only thing you can bring with you is clothes. So you can get different outfits that you can wear, but everything else you have to pick up off the ground. So any guns or ammo, there's no stats really, so you don't have to like buff up strength or run speed or anything.
And the clothes
So-
are just purely cosmetic.
Purely cosmetic. Although I would say if you're wearing a bunch of jackets and stuff, you'll be sticking out more from the tree.
Right,
So
right.
I tend to not wear. I tend to wear like really tight fitting stuff. So it almost hurts you more to be wearing that kind of stuff in a weird, strange.
It's all
sort
about
of way.
scavenging, right? Is there any crafting element? Like I found a piece of the gun over here.
Not really.
Okay.
So the way it differs from H1Z1 is that you can add like extended mags and sights and stocks and stuff to your weapons to upgrade them, whereas you can't in that game. So you can take an assault rifle and make it more geared towards long range or kind of a shorter range gun, So it's got that kind of element of crafting, but as far as like, oh, you need to find the barrel and a stock and before you can use it, it doesn't have that. So
Okay.
yeah.
I like
Although
that it
I'm sure
supports
someone
the
will add it.
squads. I don't know that the
As
other
what?
versions support squads. Like, I think usually when I've seen other people play the other games that aren't Player Battleground, they're in a group together, but like unofficially. I like the official
Right.
support of groups. That's really cool. Or it could be
Yeah.
wrong, and they all support it. I don't know.
I'll be honest, I've never played the other ones. I think Ark you can be in a group, but I'm not quite sure about that
Could
one.
be. Yeah, I didn't
Yeah,
even
you
know
could
Ark
be, yeah,
had
in a
that
group.
kind of game mode until to just now.
Yeah. I think they added it about 6 months ago, a year ago, or something like that.
Yeah.
So
I tried
that
playing
one's kind of
regular
weird
Ark.
though. Yeah.
I want to like it more than I do. Like, cause I generally, the sandbox games are kind of fun. And dinosaurs are really cool. But like the crafting stuff in Ark, I just don't, it doesn't do it for me. I don't. It's, 7 Days to Die is my favorite so far, I think.
My biggest problem was it took 10 years to train a dinosaur. Like,
And they
I work
can
full
untrain,
time.
right?
And yeah, I think they can, if I remember right.
Or
But,
they go feral if you don't feed them enough or something.
yeah. Like you work full time, you got 2 hours to game at night or something. It takes 6 to train a dinosaur, so it's like that makes it so you basically can't play the game.
That's horrible. I think
It
the
is,
server I was on at least had double time or something, so it wasn't that bad, but still. Like, I didn't even really get as far as to having dinosaurs, because I hollowed out before then.
Yeah. We played it a lot on our channel, me and Gamer Dad, and we built up a huge base and we got dinosaurs and stuff. Then we got raided and lost everything. It's like, well, you know, that wasn't worth it.
Yeah.
Yep.
So
That's why I
Yeah.
don't play these games.
I like my stuff to be
True.
permanent. Yeah, I don't like PvP on my sandbox game.
when
Oh,
I
I
was
kinda do
playing
and I kinda
Conan,
Oh.
go for it.
No, so I
What
was
were you
done,
gonna
yes.
say?
As in, I kind of do and I kind of don't like. I like PvP conceptually because emergent gameplay is dynamic and cool, but I don't like losing my shit.
True, yeah. It gives you a reason to guard your stuff other than
Yeah.
just because, too.
Mm-hmm.
But when I was playing Conan, we were playing on a YouTuber server. So I was playing with like Dragast and Slipgator, I think, was on there, and a few of the other like big guys. But we turned it off, basically turned off PvP. And was like, if we're gonna make videos for our channels, we don't need to be losing stuff every 2 hours or whatever.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's I feel like that's kind of the way to go. Almost is just turn off the PvP, unless that's your thing. But for me, it's not. So.
Yeah, we have shit to do. We're all
That's
grown-ups now.
Right? Unfortunately.
So I continued playing Horizon Zero Dawn, and I did not know that Lance Reddick is in that fucking game. That is,
Remind me who that is.
he
Yeah, I don't know who that is
the
either.
concierge hotel manager from John Wick and John Wick 2. The black
Oh,
guy.
cool,
The super
yeah.
cool. Holy shit, what beautiful voice he has, black guy.
I
And
should
the-
probably
and-
watch those.
I recommend him.
I love it when when he talked to you the first time, it was like through like a communication device and you didn't see his face. I'm like, wait, is that John Wick guy? Sounds exactly like him. Oh my god, he's so cool. Love him. And hunting robot dinosaurs never gets old. Never gets fucking old. I recently fought, I think you can consider the two biggest like dinosaur animal robot things. So one is called the Thunderjaw, which is fucking huge. You have to break off the weapons on its two sides and use the weapons against it to make it easier. And the one thing about this game is, yeah, you can level up, you can get better weapons and stuff, but you can still die. Like, there's always the danger of dying, but it's not like super difficult, but there's always that danger if you mess up a bit. If you run in the wrong direction, you can still get damaged a lot. So I really like that. So it's not too difficult, not too easy. Flying enemies are fuckers though, like fuck them. And I also tried out this free-to-play game on the PS4. It's called Let It Die, which is I'm pretty sure it's a Suda 51 game.
I know that name.
The Grasshopper guy.
I mean, Let It Die. Wait, Grasshopper guy?
Grasshopper manufacturer. Okay,
Oh,
so
I
apparently
thought you
it's
meant
not Suda-
like David Carradine.
So apparently it's not. It is by Grasshopper, but Suda51 did not work on this game.
Also, this does not look familiar at all.
So it's a
It
free to
doesn't
play.
have great.
So it's a free to play Souls-like, I guess.
Oh, maybe I did see it once in the Steam banner.
So and it's super weird. Like
It looks weird.
It does.
the character that sort of like guides you and talk to you about like stuff in the tutorial or that is
Psychedelic
like
skeleton.
Yep,
Like
it
the Grim
looks
Reaper?
like a Grim Reaper. And
Like
he wears
hypno
shades,
glasses?
and he wears shades, and
like-
he's like on a skateboard.
Oh gosh.
Yeah. And he has a goal size. So that's pretty
What's the game that's kind of like Left 4 Dead, but it's wave based? It's pretty popular right now. There's 2 of them. The second one's in development, early access right now.
cool.
Blood Bowl?
Blood Bowl?
Is it called
Isn't that
Blood Bowl?
No,
Blood
that's
Bowl
the
is
Blood Bowl's
like a
the
football.
tactics game. Is it Battle
Yeah.
Bowl something?
Battle Bowl.
Maybe it's Blood something. Gosh dang it! It's like they're not zombies in this game, but they're a lot like mutants, and they have superpowers. And you choose your class, and you defend a point for as many waves as you can. Gosh dang
No
it!
idea.
Oh,
I
find it. And-
don't know.
I have the first one.
You have the first one?
Bloodgate?
Oh, is it killing something?
Killing Floor. It is Killing
Oh,
Floor.
Killing Floor.
Right, Killing Floor 2. Yeah. We played that
All
back
my
then.
stories devolve into charades, but with words, and I still can't do it.
So yeah, this is I did not know that Let It Die wasn't worked on by Suda51, but that's okay. It's still Grasshopper manufacturer, so it's
You say
still
it's
very
free to
weird.
play.
It's free to play, yeah. With so it's basically Dark Souls free to play with microtransactions.
What are the microtransactions? So are they
Premium
important?
premium currency. You can make your bags bigger, and
So useful
can-
stuff.
so you
Okay.
can. And then there's also an elevator, where when you're into
Shortcut.
because it's like a roguelike. When you die, your body will be like a zombie, and then you have to go back to that floor to kill it to get back all your stuff. And there's whenever you go into each level, there's like elevators, and there's like a premium elevator as well.
Wow.
They're really harping on that currency, aren't they?
That's one of the worst examples I've seen recently of like pay to win type stuff like that.
Yeah,
I
or
feel like
pay to
they
not
scaled
play.
it back. True. Isn't that weird that we're now paying to not play our video games?
It's pretty funny. It's like we need to make the game fun, but make it borderline unplayable so people will give us money
right.
to fix the injected badness. It's weird.
So yeah. What else did you play for?
I didn't record. I played it with the intent of seeing if I could record it. A game called Steam Hammer, which is
Steampunk?
yeah, it's like a steampunk
Warhammer?
open world sandbox game. Like, you spawn in, you immediately break a twig off of a tree and use it to make like a
one of
shovel so you
those.
can get dirt. Yeah.
It's survival, I guess.
Yeah, I had food, but I didn't see a food bar, so I don't
So
know if it's
basically
just...
they went, oh, let's make a survival game but steampunk.
But steampunk to cash
Yeah.
in on that. Yeah, that's pretty much what it is. I didn't play it for very long. The UI is really bad.
The assets don't look very nice.
No, they're not. I think it's early access. I don't know
It
for
is,
sure,
yeah,
but
it is, yeah.
I definitely will revisit it hopefully later when it's better, because
Yeah, it's
it's
very new. I mean, it kind of does have potential, I guess.
I mean,
The concept art looks cool.
yeah, like all these sandbox games are so blur together for me that it kind of almost just comes down to the aesthetics. Like if my house looks steampunk and cool, then that game is more fun to me than the other house where it's not steampunk, I guess.
Right.
If it's good. I mean, obviously
Does
there's
it have
slight
like
differences.
multiplayer and you can like lose all
Yes.
this shit?
I don't know about the PvP. Nobody's playing it yet.
Right.
But that was kind of fun. I like the character creator was fun. It has RPG stats.
yeah, Zeppelins.
Zeppelins will be cool if we can get that far. I didn't get that far into the building thing. I didn't even build a house yet. I built all the tools, but I was having trouble building like a workbench for some reason. Again, the UI is weird. It does a thing that I'm seeing in a lot of games, which isn't inherently the worst, but I really don't like it. And it's where the mouse by default is locked into like move the mouse left, look left, move the mouse right, look right, but then you have to hit another button like tab or control, and then it gives you your mouse back and you can click on like the UI in some way. Like
that seems annoying.
It's really annoying because I don't know, either just have the UI be tied to keys somehow, like numbers or like mouse wheels or something. But like I don't want to have to like stop running, hit a second button, use my mouse to click on something so I can't turn during this time. I'm basically frozen. It's weird. This MMO I played recently had the same thing, and it was a little okay in that because it had auto run, but I don't like it.
Are they developing it for consoles as well? Because
that would
usually,
explain it maybe.
Yeah, usually if you have a full keyboard, you can have all those keybinds, but you can't if you have a console. So
that would make sense. Black Desert
I
Online,
doubt it. I'm pretty sure the developer just did not think of it or something.
I mean, again, it's not. I don't think it's like an automatic bad thing. It's just most of the times I've encountered it, I haven't liked it. Like, I guess one exception would be like maybe a space game. No, I don't even like it in Elite Dangerous.
Maybe yes.
That's
right. I forgot they did that in Elite Dangerous too, didn't they?
Yeah, I think because like in Elite Dangerous, you can like avoid it if you have a VR rig, but if you don't have a VR rig, then it's really obnoxious to look at anything inside your cockpit. Yeah, what else did I play? I finished Owlboy, which was good.
Recommended?
I would recommend it, yeah. Definitely not much of a challenge at all.
Yeah, it's not, yeah.
Okay.
Because
I played the first 20 minutes, so...
I think it's a very short game. I think you should play it out. Although I don't think I got the complete ending. Because you get these like coins, which you can put in doors. I put one coin in one door, and then I got a second coin of 3, I think, judging by the Steam achievements, but I didn't put it in a door yet. And each time when I put the first one in a door, it gave me like a story element. So I don't know if there's some better ending, or maybe just more narrative if I find the third coin and put it in the right door. I don't know. I finished playing Welcome to Morrytown, which is a choose your own adventure book video game where you're like a bear person detective.
You're a furry, just say it.
I probably got the worst ending. Maybe not the worst ending, but I did not get a good ending at all. The furry separatists, terrorists, suicide bombed into the peace rally, so humans and furries will never get along ever again. End of story. So maybe I'll replay it and hopefully get a better ending later. I don't know. For now, I've moved on to a different game called Heroes Rise the Prodigy, which is the same company, different author, but same company that makes these choose your own adventure books, where you are a superhero, I guess. You're like a kid. In this world, 1 in 3 people has a superpower, and so you have to like register and pass tests and pay like fees for your license to be a superhero to actually fight crime and not be a vigilante. So You're hoping to do that. So that'll be cool, hopefully. There's the 2 games going on right now are A Second Before Us and Heroes Rise. Heroes Rise is actually a long series, but I don't know that I'll play all of them. Because this one's free, which is why I'm playing it. And yeah, I think that's it. I played a little bit of Heroes of the Storm, a little bit of League of Legends with my friends. Oh, I've tried Payday 2. I did 1 match in Payday 2, just for old time's sake, because my friend hadn't played it ever. And that game's hard to go back to play, because even though I'm kind of high level and have really good gear, like the guns are just really bad.
Yeah.
And
I've never gotten into it.
It's not a good game. I think I've had a lot of fun playing it with people, but it's still not a good game.
No, I would agree with that.
Would you say the same for what was that game that we were talking about?
Warframe?
Unknown
PlayerUnknown Battleground.
Still, the problem with
it's fun to play with people and stuff, but I wouldn't recommend it. It's not a good game.
The problem that I have with recommending Battlegrounds is that it's $30 and very unoptimized right now.
Oh, that's a lot of money.
Yeah, I'm running a 1080 right now, and I get like 30 to 50 frames per second usually.
Right.
Sometimes 1 frames per second.
Oh,
so
shit.
Yeah, but mostly that's like when you're loading up menus and stuff. So the other problem I have with it, exactly. Yeah, the other problem I have with it is like when you get out of a game, let's say you dropped in, got shotgunned in the face, and died immediately. It takes like a minute and a half for the menu to load up because it's so unoptimized, and then another minute once you get into the game because it's waiting for everyone to load. So it's like 5 minutes between each after everything from like landing to landing, and it just feels like a huge waste of time. So once they get it optimized, get a lot of the bugs and glitches and places that you can get stuck in the game out of it, then I'd say it's a good game. But for now, I have a hard time recommending it. But
It's just so weird, right? Like me and Fo, we play Warframe and Payday 2. We played so many hours of it, but if you ask us, we were like, it's not a good game.
it's not a good game.
Like
it is weird, yeah.
Yeah, that's just really weird.
They're not unplayably bad, I think, is the important distinction.
It's not bad.
They're highly
but,
playable.
But would you recommend people to like spend 200 hours on Warframe and Payday 2 like we did?
No. I mean, so the problem with those games, the problem, I guess, is Payday 2, so in Warframe, I don't know, in both Warframe and Payday 2, you start out very weak, and it's almost unfun how little you can do. Not completely unfun, but the sense of gaining power is pretty fast, and it makes you feel great.
Right.
But then, like, eventually around, hour 100 or something, it sets in, because both of those games are built on sheer repetition. Like not even much, like, variation, just a lot of super repetitive grinding, and
like Payday 2, you can reset your skill trees, and then you have to do it all over again.
I don't even really know what the point of that is. Payday 2 has
they try to
bigger
be
flaws
called
than
some
Warframe.
kind of special skill point or something like that.
Oh, a special skill point.
Once you reach level 100, and then you can basically convert all of your levels into like one special skill
I'm
point.
level like 262. I've repped around a couple times, but I don't remember why I did it. Just because there's something else to do is kind of why, I guess.
So kind of like prestiging in Call of Duty. Where like, I get to be prestige 10, and you're like, great, you got an icon, and that's what you get for it.
Sounds very similar.
Yeah.
The problem with Payday 2 is like one of the core mechanics for a bunch of the missions involves around just waiting. Because it involves going into a bank, setting up a drill, and just waiting. It's like, this is stupid. Like, how many times am I going to do this? And so that's a lot of times, apparently.
Yep.
This
Apparently
is a bad
200
mechanic.
hours worth, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of unlocks. A lot of cool unlocks.
Yeah, but I would say
also,
the most fun is when the police just comes and like want to fucking kill you. That is probably the most fun.
Yeah, when it was just like a beat 'em, it's like you're just mowing down bodies. Like if the corpses in that game didn't fade, that'd be hilarious. You would crash the game every time.
Yep, you'll crash. Yeah.
It's interesting. Both Payday 2 and Warframe are really abuse microtransactions, but both in different ways. Like Payday 2 locks straight up better gear behind DLC, and Warframe just says you can get this if you want to. It'll just take you an indeterminate amount of time equal to 200 more hours.
Right. It's the Clash of Clans method where like, oh, you can unlock it, but you're going to pay with your life, basically.
Yep.
Holy
that
shit.
Was
yeah, sorry, go on, Otter.
I was going to say that was a huge point of contention with Payday 2 because they basically said we're not doing microtransactions, and then they added
it's DLC. And now they have safes actually.
Yeah,
So like
they took it out, and then they say they're gonna have like a Payday 2 Ultimate Edition with all the DLCs and crap like that.
Right. That's
Finally.
dumb.
I think it's because the original development house, the company bought it back from the publishers, I believe.
Oh,
because
could be.
it was the publishers that was doing. I guess that is their cover. I'm not sure.
Sure.
I'm not saying they're lying. I'm not saying they're not lying. But they're doing something pretty cool. Like you guys know History.
Yes.
I recognize their faces.
Yeah, the YouTube channel that like makes fun of like drama and shit. So I don't watch them because I'm not really into those kind of things. So they're getting sued, and they need a lot of money for the lawyer fees and blah blah blah. So Payday 2 actually made a special DLC where you can play as the guy Ethan.
Ethan
and they say,
Hila?
yeah, I don't think that's the girl because they're sexist or something. I don't know.
But they have girls in Payday 2.
Yeah, they do. Yeah, they do. They have like an Irish and a Scottish, right? Something like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
They should have just done it. So anyways, anybody that so all the money from the DLC that they make will go to Ethan 100% for his court fees, lawyer fees, and stuff like that. I think that's it. Yeah, not bad.
He's racked up like $20,000 in fees or something already.
God damn. And he says like because of the new YouTube policy and stuff, his videos have been getting hit with like not be able to monetize and shit like that. So he's losing a lot of money that way as well.
Do they have a
left
Patreon?
YouTube?
Oh.
He left YouTube.
I think he's doing on Twitch, right? Yeah.
Yep.
I'm not. I don't think he has a page. I'm not sure. I don't think so.
I don't remember. I do know that. I don't know if you know who Leonard French is, but he's a lawyer with a YouTube channel. He's been
I think so. Yeah,
covering
I think
his.
Yeah, I think I've seen his channel before.
Yeah.
He makes long videos explaining stuff.
That's
if I
cool.
remember correctly. Yeah.
Ethan and Gila do have a Patreon. They're getting $3,600 a month, basically.
Cool.
So that's gotta help.
It's gonna help.
You know? Yeah.
But it's
So,
like, they're gonna have other income to live.
Yeah.
Sure.
Hey, that new Warframe, you got it yet?
The musical one, right? Yeah, I actually got it. Like
I've seen
like
videos
the
of people freaking making like real songs out of it.
It's a pretty involved system. Like there's a lot of
And it's
different
like-
things you can do.
And the way the skill works is you get buffs through the beats or some shit.
Yes. Her ultimate, basically, I think it's her ultimate. If players do things in time with the music, it buffs it. Like if they're shooting in time with the music, it buffs damage. If they're like jumping, they get more agile. I don't know. I haven't read it. It's too
Can you
hard to do.
imagine making like Staying Alive by the Bee Gees?
I'm sure someone's done it. People actually, I think they sell their custom music on like the Steam market.
That's interesting.
They're kind of like
You can
Crypt
buy
of the
extra music
Necrodancer, like.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
It looks like the actual like UI looks like a proper music software kind of thing.
Yeah, like a FractOSC type thing.
Yeah. So yeah, what else did you do, Otter?
Well, speaking of free-to-play games, have you guys played Dirty Bomb?
I haven't.
Dirty Bomb.
I remember when it came
That's
out.
first person, right?
It is, yeah. It's a
Oh,
first-person
no.
shooter. It's free to play on Steam. It came out probably a year and a half ago, but they've been kind of developing it. So that's why I've been playing lately. They have made some
I know Total
great
Biscuit
changes.
covered it for a bit back then.
Yeah,
so.
I think he said it was one of his favorite first-person shooters that came out that year or something. But that I've been playing that. The only other ones I've been playing is Dead Cells.
Zombies.
You kind of play the zombie though.
Oh.
So Dead Cells, it's a roguelike game, and it's a side scroller type one. But
when you
yeah.
said the name, I was like, is this a third person?
right,
shooter
like
zombie thing?
great.
But it's not. It
Another
looks super
zombie
cool.
game. Yeah, so if you like that genre, like I don't know, Flint Hook's another one that came out recently, but
Ooh, so good.
this one is actually really good. Like they got the mechanics down perfectly, and it's just really super smooth. And it's also an early access because everything is nowadays. But
Yeah.
if you're looking for a good, like newer roguelike game, I definitely recommend that one.
So it's a so one of the features is a Roguevania. So it's like Flint Hook and Rogue Legacy kind of thing. It's like one of those.
Yeah, I'd say it's kind of closer to Rogue Legacy. So it's a side-scrolling game.
Right.
And you go along and you start basically from scratch, although you can get something to where
Like
you
permanent upgrades.
retain. Yeah. So like you'll retain some of your money from your last playthrough. And then you can also you when you kill enemies, you get cells, and you can use those cells to unlock newer weapons or upgrades to those weapons. So every time you play through it, you get better weapons, and then you can make it kind of further in the game.
It's overwhelmingly positive with 2,400 reviews. That's a lot.
I would believe it. I
so.
know
I guess it's a
Northern
good
Lion's been playing it. There's a few other people who've been playing it a lot lately, but I can't get past the first area. It's very difficult, but it's still a lot of fun. So
I don't know, like, I don't know why. It's just like I feel early access should be for sandbox games mostly. Like for 2D side scrollers, I have a tough time accepting that. I don't know why.
Sure.
It's a weird thing, a weird opinion to have, I guess.
I mean, the biggest problem is I can only think of like one or maybe two of those like sandbox games that's ever actually made it out of early access, though. I feel like they never
I feel
actually
like they
released.
use the term early access more as a shield than anything else.
Yeah, I would agree. Yeah. But this one here, they update pretty regularly. It's polished in a way to where you can play it. It's not like you're going to download it and it's going to be like, you know, everything's kind of janky. Everything works. They're just adding more features to it. So.
Nice. What else did you play?
I've been playing Mario Kart 8 for the Nintendo Switch.
Oh.
Nice.
Yeah. I like it because I can take the Switch with me
Right.
and like play it on my lunch or something.
How
if
long
I
does it
want
last? The battery, I mean. If you play
Battery?
Mario Kart 8, yeah.
to. A few hours, like 3 or 4 hours. I'm usually only playing, 1 or 2 games at a time. And a lot of the times I'm playing when it's docked if I'm playing with my kids, which is nice because they can each take one of the controllers and play together.
Right.
But I think it's like 3 or 4 hours is usually what you can expect.
only output it to the TV through the dock.
Correct. Yeah.
Is there like a special port or something to do that?
So it's shaped like this,
Right.
right? And then you just slide it in and it docks. On the bottom there's a USB connector or something.
If it's outside of the dock but you connect it to the TV, it doesn't work that way.
So when you click it into the dock, it immediately outputs to the TV. And then when you unclick it from the dock, the screen immediately goes back to the screen. So it's pretty seamless. Like there's a
Nice.
half a second delay maybe. You can pretty much just unclick it and keep playing and then set it down and play on your TV. So
It's pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
So I really want to switch. So I played one more thing.
Okay.
Thank God for freaking demos. I downloaded the demo of Dragon Quest Builders for the PS4, and that was actually one of the games that I really wanted to get because it's Dragon Quest and it's like a Minecraft kind of thing, sandbox building shit. I'm like, oh, that's kind of cool. So I played it, the demo, and I was like, huh, I'm not sure if I would actually get this game. Like, it might feel
Say the name
repetitive.
again?
Dragon Quest Builders is basically is basically third person. It's basically third person, slightly more isometric view. Dragon Quest Minecraft.
it looks basically just like Minecraft.
It's literally Minecraft with like the blocks and stuff, but it's like Dragon Quest theme, so it has like all the Dragon Quest monsters and shit.
Mm-hmm.
And it was one of the games that I was really interested to get because I like Dragon Quest, and I thought, maybe having it in like a Dragon Quest theme, I might enjoy like the Minecraft formula kind of thing. But I don't know, it might feel repetitive. Then I tried the demo, I was like, luckily there's a demo, I was thinking. So yeah. So I can understand why game developers don't make demos. It literally makes you not want to buy the game.
I feel like this is geared more towards little children than somebody our age. Because they're
Dragon
the
Quest,
ones that...
the art style definitely looks more for kids, for sure.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Akira,
They're the ones who will sit there and
like-
they'll build a bunch of stuff and, for hours on end where we're like, all right, I build a house, now what?
I don't think of Dragon Age as a kid's game though, generally.
Dragon Quest.
Dragon Quest.
Oh.
Dragon Age
much less
Minecraft, I would
excited.
play that.
Yeah,
okay,
that's
that I
really
would
cool.
play.
How had I not heard of this?
Yeah, that I would
That'd be
fucking play.
fantastic.
Yeah. It probably won't be like blocks. It'll probably be like a bit more like Ark Survival Evolved or like Fallout 4 building. That'd be
Or
cool.
Worm
right?
Online, yeah.
That'd be fucking hell. I'll play that. So yeah. Like
Or
build
Witcher
your own castle
type
and
thing.
have your own slaves, mage slaves. So that would, yeah. So yeah, you guys want to get into some news?
Sure.
Cool. Let's get into some news. Okay, so this first one is it just shows hipsters are dumb. So
Okay.
Are
It's just a
hipsters
joke.
still a thing?
I guess so. I mean, hipsters say they're not hipsters, but technically they are, I guess. I have no idea. But it's basically two game developers. They're making a classic JRPG, right? And they want to promote this JRPG. The way they did that was to make old PS1 looking cases, those jewel cases, and the name of their game is Arc Symphony, and they made it look like it's an actual PS1 old school JRPG, like a classic JRPG, and because their pictures were being shared on like the social medias and shit, everybody like, oh, I totally remember this game, while it totally didn't exist back then. I just thought it was fucking hilarious.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah. because they really got the design of the jewel case down. So
Yeah, that's pretty good actually. It's got the PlayStation on the left side there.
yeah. But
The
yeah,
washed
everybody was
out
like,
colors.
oh, I totally remember this game. I was like, oh my god, it's been a while since I played this game. Like, fucking hell, you never played this game. It never existed. Okay, so
Been a
that's
while.
just
It's been 3 days.
yeah, that's just a fun little thing. Next one is The Witcher is getting a Netflix series.
That's right.
They better not fuck this shit up.
Did you see somebody on Reddit posted footage from the old Polish
Oh, yeah.
Witcher TV show?
Bad. It's very, very
That's pretty
bad.
funny.
I didn't know there was one of those.
They
I didn't know that
Yeah,
either.
they
Look
even
that
have movies. You know, it's really bad.
Well, because it's based off a book series.
Also,
Yeah,
it
right?
doesn't, none of it,
And
there's
it's
no
also
budget.
like a low budget Poland. Yeah.
Yeah, so that,
Oh,
like
yeah.
the blood splatter looked literally like somebody just squirted ketchup off camera into his face. It's like a single stream into a single splash. It's like, oh, my face. It's dumb.
Oh, remind me. Do you like Fist of the North Star? You said you did, right?
I do. It's a little it's old, doesn't hold up that well, but it's pretty cool.
Did you watch the 1995
Yeah.
English movie? Oh
It
my
has
god.
Rufio from Hook in it before he was Rufio.
It's so shit.
I didn't finish it. I couldn't finish it.
Is it
was
one
on
of those
YouTube.
so bad is good, or is just, oh my god, this is just bad?
I think it's just bad. Like, it would be okay if the choreography was halfway decent. But, like, the punches just come so not close to anybody, and they go flying away. It's just like, oh, it's painful to watch. The acting's bad. It's just, there's no redemption to it.
So bad. I saw a clip of him saving that girl that was gonna get raped or something, and then he did his special, very
high
light
pitch.
punches that you explode. The punches are so fucking hilarious.
There's certain things, like, I feel like
Oh,
if
fucking hell.
you want to go from anime to live action and, like, pull it off, it's like, well, you need a budget to, like, somehow in post-processing augment that so it looks a little, unreal in some way, like, speed it up at least, or something.
And he was supposed to do those punches like really fast, right?
Really fast, yeah.
He looks so slow doing it. He literally looks like some average dude you got off the street and you just asked him to like do light punches really fast. Just
He's kind of not fit looking. Isn't it
I think
the
he's an actual
Highlander?
martial artist or something.
Oh,
But I think he's just
is
really
he
bad
really?
at it, or maybe I
I'm
have
gonna
no
look up
idea.
who it is. What were you gonna say, C?
Oh, I was gonna say, is it like supposed to be hilarious, kind of like Kung Pao Enter the Fist, where it's
I
like
don't
making
think
fun of the genre,
so. I'm not
or is it
sure.
supposed to be
don't
like
think
really?
so.
Yeah,
Oh,
'Cause I
Malcolm
could see
McDowell's
that.
the bad guy. I forgot that.
There was a
Malcolm
scene-
McDowell
There was a scene
is not
where
good
he,
at picking
he
movies.
punched the guy and the guy's jaw just went sideways and that guy looked into the camera, touched his jaw a bit, then just fainted. I'm not sure if that's the whole movie is like that. Is it supposed to be funny or not? I don't know.
The main guy is still an actor. Like, he's in movies that are filming or post-production right
Yeah.
now.
Yep, I looked him up as well. Yeah, I was like,
He's in Tekken.
Really,
He's in
guys?
Payday 2. He's in Payday 2
Wait,
and
what?
Payday.
Seriously?
He's
Really?
Hector. He's apparently the voice of Hector.
holy shit.
That's so cool.
I'm pretty sure his role in Fist of the North Star got him that part.
Oh, yeah.
He played Hector in the live action like trailers.
Oh,
they
is
did.
that
Is
it?
it?
He's
I'm
probably-
guessing so.
He could also be the voice. I don't know how that works.
That is one of the most horrible things I've ever seen. Seriously, go and check it
Did
out.
you watch
Fist
the
of
whole
North Star-
movie?
No.
Like, why did this come up?
Somebody shared it on Reddit. I was like, what the fuck is this?
Oh, okay.
I was like, what the hell is this? Seriously. It's either
I
on
mean-
Reddit or YouTube told me to watch it for some reason.
Yeah, like even the traditional anime is kind of flirting with that so bad it's good kind of thing. I think what makes it really cool to me is it's basically trying to be Mad Max but with kung fu.
Right. He even kind of looks like the guy.
He dresses exactly like Mad Max. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, The Witcher is getting a Netflix series.
Is there an
and-
ETA for that?
Let me see.
or cast list. That's what I want to
Yeah,
know.
that's a
No,
good
I
point.
don't think there was. I don't think there's anything at all. It's just
Okay.
yeah, no other news. They just say that they're gonna be working with the writer itself, a name that I have no idea how to pronounce. So I'm not even gonna try. Just looking at it real quick. The people who are gonna be executive producers will be Sean Daniel. He did the Mummy franchise, Ben-Hur, The Expanse, whatever that is, and Jason Brown, who also did The Expanse. Along with Tomek Baginski, he does a couple of award-winning shorts. Yeah, there are a couple of people working here and there. No cast yet.
Because
And
that could make or break it.
yeah. And I really hope they don't focus on Geralt. I really fucking hope. I don't want Geralt to be the main character. We have so many
He's
books.
the
We have
main
8 books
character
and
of the
3
books,
games.
though, right?
We have 8 books and 3 games. He's already the main character. Like, there's so many other very rich characters that they can use.
I think they're just gonna
Like
do the
Siri?
books, though.
Uh,
I agree, it would be cool, but
yeah. I really want them to
don't-
focus on Dandelion the Bard. I mean, because he's interesting and he goes around and he experiences also stories and he's like the goofy one. So I don't know, but
Is this also through CD Projekt Red? Because they usually
No.
do pretty good stuff. No, it's
they're
just
not, that is basically not gonna be. It has nothing to do with the games. It's just
Okay.
mainly the books, and they're gonna be working with the author of the books of the franchise.
gotcha.
So, yeah, which is cool. So I'm guessing he's probably happy with it because creatively he said he didn't really like how the games turned out in terms of where they brought the character and like the story, because I'm pretty sure the games either continues after the books or was like a retelling or something like that. I'm pretty sure it's the first one, but don't quote me on that. So we might see something darker than the games, I guess, because
That'd be interesting.
I'm pretty sure it's supposed to be like, because the Witchers are like, they're supposed to be poor. They go around killing monsters and they barely make enough, and I think at one point in the books, like there's really not enough monsters to kill as well. So like Geralt will leave his silver sword with his horse that he only carries with his one normal steel sword. But in the games, it's like, I have to carry both because I look cool and shit, I guess. So yeah, super excited though. But
I'm
And of course,
more
also-
excited.
they also made Iron Fist. So
Netflix did.
yeah,
But, I mean, different crew, different director, writer.
I
Netflix
hope so,
is...
yeah.
The Netflix seal is meaningless
Yeah,
at this point.
To be
Of
fair,
quality.
they got rushed to do that. The Marvel team rushed them because apparently rush work is always better. I guess I have no idea what they were thinking.
I don't know whether or not I
I
should look forward to the Defenders. I am,
Yeah,
but I'm
a
super nervous
toss-up.
now. Yeah.
It could go in 2 very different directions.
even in the fucking Defenders trailer, what's his
It's not
name?
a great
Danny what?
trailer. Danny Fist. I don't know.
Danny Fist. Yeah, he was like, I am the immortal
Danny
weapon. Iron Fist.
Rand?
Like, nobody fucking asked you. Can you stop telling everyone that you are the immortal weapon? Iron Fist. Oh, fuck it all.
At least
Danny
Sigourney
Rand.
Weaver's in it. That's pretty cool. Right?
Yeah, I guess. I think she's an original villain. I don't think she's playing anyone from the comics. I believe.
Cool. I have no idea who the Defenders fight.
Yeah. So yeah, I hope. they
I'm actually
kill-
looking forward to the new Dark Crystal even more than The Witcher.
I saw that.
Yeah. That's gonna be
I
awesome.
do didn't know there was a new Dark Crystal coming out.
I,
Is that
I
a
think it's on the
Netflix one as
same.
well?
Yes, but I think it's on the same vague timeline as Witcher.
Huh.
So who knows when it'll come out? But the Henson company's doing it, so that's cool.
Well, they'd have to. Otherwise, no one would ever
I
watch it.
hope so. Yes.
Isn't Netflix going to do like a special one season for that comedy? What is it called again?
Arrested Development?
Yes.
Yes, there's another season of Arrested Development.
But
I actually haven't seen the most recent season.
From the comments I've read, it's like a lot of people don't really want it.
Oh,
I'm in that boat. I really did not
Really?
like the last season.
I've heard
You know-
mixed things about it.
Yeah, I don't know if you watch Scrubs, but the first
Yeah.
like 8 seasons or whatever of Scrubs are like really quite good, and then they didn't do it for a while, and they came back and like tried to do it again, but it was different. That's what I'm kind of afraid they're gonna do with Arrested Development. So, and the last season was kind of like that, where like they're all a lot older and they're just coming all back together, and it just didn't work out for me. But I don't know, it could be good. Who knows?
Is the Roseanne special also on Netflix?
What is it?
Roseanne reboot. They're getting all the cast back. Is it Netflix? Oh, ABC.
That's
it's
crazy.
Not Netflix. Yeah, it's ABC.
Roseanne Barr is still alive, right?
Yeah. She
Yes.
is.
Okay.
Okay, I typed in her name and it came up with the news. Roseanne Barr credits Trump's victory with Roseanne reboot.
What? I didn't even hear about the reboot. That's
Right?
crazy.
There's another season of Stranger Things coming out soon as well.
Yeah. I heard some, like, the headline was, "New season of Stranger Things, creators says it may piss off some fan."
Right.
Which is vague and attention grabbing.
True. And also probably accurate, but
Yes. I mean, yeah, that's true about anything, basically, I suppose. Some fans aren't going to like what you do.
usually it's when you try and take your idea and stretch it as far as you can to keep relevant or keep
Milking it.
getting money. Yeah.
Yeah. I think Stranger Things always planned on having more seasons, though. I think this is an important factor, is if it was intentional from the beginning or not.
Right. That's key. Because usually if it's just sequels for the sake of having sequels, they're pretty bad.
Yeah.
The only exception I can think of right now is like the Terminator series. Like the second one was better than the first.
That is true. First one's quite good, but the second one is better.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I haven't
Was that
watched the
true?
newest one. I don't know.
What about
that
the Alien movies? Were those always intended to be more?
I don't think so.
I thought
That
Alien
might
2
be
was
another good
fine.
one too. Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, 2 definitely wasn't better than 1, but it is good, I think.
But then there's all the different spin-off type things like AVP
Yeah.
and all of those.
They're making a new Predator, actually. The new Alien comes out like today.
Yeah.
And they're making a new
Yeah.
Predator. I only know about the new Predator because it has a Keegan-Michael Key in it. It's weird these movies are from like they need comics apparently.
They need Arnold Schwarzenegger in again, and he can be in his office, in his, and then he can get attacked, like the revenge of the Predator.
It should be like did you ever see any of the Tremors movies?
I did, yeah. That was a long
They had, like-
time ago, though.
They have like the main guy in that is Bert, and he's always just like comes back like out of something there. Oh, there's Crabwoods, gotta go get him. That should be Arnold's character. It's like, predators, like, gotta go. Grabs his gun off the wall, put on a backpack.
There you go. Perfect. Let's do it. Next
great.
one.
You guys remember the movie that came out last year, the anime movie Kimi no Na wa?
I have never heard of that in my life.
So it was like I can't remember how it performed again, but it basically like overtook all the Ghibli movies or some shit.
Oh yes, I didn't see this. I do remember it though.
Yeah, it's like
What's
that
it called?
coming up. Kimi no Na wa.
KIMI space no space NA
Your name.
space
Your name.
WA.
Yeah. If you Google your name, you should
Okay.
get it too. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So
Your Name.
before the podcast, I was reading there's gonna be a porn parody.
It's still in theaters right now. Actually, I could go see this.
Is it?
I could go. There's a movie time screen in an hour from
guys,
now.
You guys got it late. That's why.
I should go
Okay.
see this.
Yeah.
It's not anywhere near me though. I mean, it's doable, but not close to
I
it.
was reading before the podcast that they were doing a porn parody of it, and the porn parody is called Kimi no Na wa.
Oh,
Because
I can
it's
see how that would be a thing. So the one sentence premise is a teenage boy and girl embark on a quest to meet each other for the first time after they magically swap bodies. I can see how that leads to porn.
Yep.
So
And
but for the
anything
porn
leads
parody,
to porn.
the way they did it is it was a play on words because Kimi no Na wa means what is your name, right? Or something like that, right? So but Kimi no Na wa, when you connect Nawa as a one word, it's something to do with bondage.
Oh,
Yeah.
Well, that'll be interesting, I guess.
Yeah. That's they're pretty good with those play on words, those Japanese.
yeah.
Okay, so let's get on to the last piece of news for today. It's about Destiny 2.
Yes.
Anybody
Big
excited
news.
for that?
This was the news that I had in my pocket in case you didn't have it.
Okay. I have it.
I don't know how excited I am for it itself so much as the other thing about it, which is really interesting.
Let me guess which one. Is it the PC version of it? Something to do with PC? Yes.
Is it that it's coming out on Battlenet?
Yes, that's crazy.
Right?
Okay, one thing I want to say. I thought Blizzard said we're not going to call it Battle.net anymore. We're going to call it the Blizzard app. So
That's
why
true.
did the CEO of Activision come out and say it's going to be on Battle.net?
Because
What
everybody
the fuck is wrong
calls
with your
it that.
marketing?
Because Blizzard's a dumb name for... Like, Blizzard's the company. They shouldn't have a product also called Blizzard. That's stupid.
It sounds dumb. Like if the
What I'm
CEO
curious-
of your parent or partner company even calls it Battle.net, it's like...
Yeah. Should have had
I
a
mean,
meeting
I think
about
it was
that.
too ingrained.
Yeah, I would have thought like the marketing people, okay, like please call it the Blizzard app. But he was like, fuck this shit, it sounds so dumb, just gonna call it Battle.net.
Everyone knows it as that, you know?
Yeah. And it sounds
They're
fine.
not trying to
like,
hide. It's not
there's
like
no-
Time Warner doing their name because of all the bad press that they get.
Exactly.
You know?
I don't get it. Anyways, yes, it's coming on Battle.net, which is really interesting.
Yeah, because I'm assuming that means I could buy it with my Battle.net credit. It means if I WoW hard enough, I can get the game for free.
Maybe Destiny 2 is exempted from that.
Probably.
You can't use credits to buy it.
That would
He's going
not
to play
surprise me.
300
Activision.
hours.
Because Activision.
And then he's not going to get it.
Yeah. I'll be a
I
few
finally
dollars
have enough
shy.
credits to buy Destiny 2. Oh, Destiny 2 can't be bought with credits. Fuck you, Activision. I won't be surprised.
Now, I wasn't too much into the first Destiny. I played it a little bit on one of my friend's Xbox Ones, and
Right.
I really didn't get into it. So I'm still kind of flip-flopping, like, do I give it a chance? Is it going to be different? I'm not actually quite sure. So I'm not overly excited for it, but I'm excited for the idea that it's coming to PC.
Yeah.
And that it's coming onto Battle.net. So.
And seriously, that's
Exactly.
like the only reason why I sort of gave a shit is because they said, hey, it's gonna come to the PC. And I'm like, okay, that's cool.
Yep.
I read a few comments about this. So basically, I was just so the discussion went into like the will this set a precedent for like Activision games to be on Battle.net? Will Battle.net be like a sort of competitor to Steam? Which would you call services like Origin and Uplay competitors to Steam? They only sell mostly like 90% of the games on there is like the games from the publisher. So I really can't see it as the as being a competitor if you don't really sell third-party games.
Yeah,
So
I think
strictly, yeah. Go ahead.
Okay, yes, they are technically competitors, but they're just not trying.
Yeah. I think the only real competitor is GOG.
Yeah.
Because they do sell like third-party games.
GameJolt is kinda that way.
Yeah,
It's not like it doesn't have like a desktop app. Or yeah, no, it does, doesn't it? GameJolt has a desktop app now.
sorry, Otter, you were saying?
Yeah.
I was gonna say, like, technically they would be competitors because they're vying for the same space and they're selling the same thing.
Yeah.
But the problem with Origin and
Is it the
Steam
same
right
thing
now,
though?
Exactly. Is that like if
I
you want
can't
to
buy
get
Dragon Age Inquisition on Steam.
Yep. So they're not directly competing.
Yeah.
But they're
I literally have no
they have the
other way
same
to buy it
service.
other than on Origin. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's just,
like the new Battlefield and
Yeah.
all those games. You can only get them on Origin. So
Yeah.
you used to be able to get a lot of those on Steam, but now you can't. So
So the thing is, I'm not sure if it's a good thing to have publishers having full control of their own launchers or stores kind of thing. Like, I'm not sure if that's like good for the consumers is what I mean.
sure.
Like, obviously they can do whatever they want. It's just I'm not sure if it's good for the consumers. I can't really see a bad thing about it, but I also can't really see anything good about it.
There was a lot of people who didn't want Tesla to have their own car sales places.
Right.
Do you remember that? I'm trying to remember
Was
why...
it other car companies trying to stop them from selling or something like that in their states?
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think
remember
it
something like
was
that,
that they got all the money and so they got a bigger share of the revenue when you sell a car versus if you go to
Right.
like an Audi dealership or something.
Right. Because the dealership is run by third party, it's like contractors kind of thing, right?
Right. To where they were like, oh, they're gonna fix the price, but honestly, that's kind of what they do anyway.
When the case came up, I was reading like America has like specific laws about like car manufacturers not being able to actually sell their own cars or something like that. You have to go through like a third-party dealership, which I thought was really weird.
Certain states, it was like Vermont or something, was like, oh no, you can't do it. You have to go through a third party.
Is it one of those like we want to make as many jobs as possible kind of thing?
Maybe. The jobs would still be there though, even if Tesla sold.
They want
I honestly don't know.
I have no idea.
Yeah.
So yeah, but then another discussion that came out of it is not really a discussion. It's more of the hey, we're the hardcore gamers, blah blah blah. So they were saying, I hope Activision don't start putting Call of Duty on Battle.net because people who play games on Battle.net do not see themselves as Call of Duty gamers. I'm like, so you're telling me the launcher that you use is part of your identity?
Hey, don't assume my identity, brah.
Like,
people will peg their identities on very thin things.
It's true.
Like, I'm a Battle.net gamer. What the fuck does that mean?
Right? Or is it backwards? Is it the Call of Duty people see the people who play games like WoW and stuff?
No. I only see the comments by like the Battle.net gamers like, we don't want Call of Duty on our launcher. We don't play Call of Duty. It's like, it's not gonna bother you, right? It's like this is taking it to a whole another like hardcore gamer level. This is like the launcher wars now. It's like
launcher elitism. Is it they don't want trolls and stuff on their launcher now? Because a lot of the Call of Duty people can be a little bit trolly.
The stereotype is there.
Yeah, I understand that, but the thing is, the stereotype of a Call of Duty gamer versus like any other gamer is within the gaming community. But if somebody who doesn't play games, they just look at the gaming community as a whole anyways.
Sure.
You get what I mean? So I just can't really... Is the launcher wars, they want to start the launcher wars now. I don't understand.
I still don't understand why we have to have console wars.
I don't understand why we have to have wars anyway. So,
right.
Seriously, Battle.net is part of your identity though. Seriously.
Yeah. They've got the little tags on their keys. They carry it around with them everywhere.
It's interesting having would you say that Destiny 2 as an MMO is a competitor of WoW?
Destiny 2, oh.
No. I think they have a different subset of people who would probably play
I think it's a totally different audience.
Yeah.
I agree.
It is basically a first-person shooter with MMO.
Yeah. It's kind of RPG.
Actually, I don't actually know how it works. Is it a persistent open world? Or do you join lobbies and stuff?
So I think it's like a persistent open world, and then as like there's certain areas which will just be you and players in your party, but then there's also like other zones which like anybody can be in.
Right.
I think there's instances and there's non-instanced areas.
So the way that I only played it for like an hour or two, the way that I kind of understood it was, you'll be going with your team through this area, and there'll be like nobody with you. So you'll be in your instance area, and then you'll become across like a big boss, and then other teams will come in as well, and you'll all fight it together or whatever, or PvP or whatever.
And another thing that because I was thinking about it, another thing I just noticed, every other store launcher service apart from GOG and Steam, they don't have like a review system. I don't think they have user reviews. Steam definitely does. GOG definitely does. They even have forums and stuff. So I think that's also another like downside, because the publishers can control the message since it's on their own store.
Yeah,
and
I can see that.
And if I need to get like information, if like maybe this game doesn't work properly on PC, I need to go like somewhere else to get that information, and it's just a bit of a hassle. While Steam and GOG, you get everything on that same page itself. I don't know. It's just
obviously EA wouldn't want you to give one of their precious games a bad rating on their own launcher.
Yeah, definitely. So
I don't see reviews here. You're right.
Yeah. So I that's one con there right there. They can control the message. That is one. There's one thing. The only good thing about Uplay is the games that is on Uplay you can also get on Steam. They literally use Uplay just like a DRM kind of thing.
And you should.
It's so
because
annoying.
Uplay is pretty bad.
I hate it.
Yeah. So,
Child of Light's still worth it though. If you want to play Child of Light, it's worth the pain of Uplay.
I've never played it, but I should. It's on my
like it.
list. So.
It's the game that everybody calls indie because they don't know that Ubisoft made it.
Yep.
Because it kind of looked like an indie game, which doesn't really make sense to me, that sentence.
Mm-hmm.
So another thing that was interesting about Destiny 2 on PC, the frame rates won't be capped. It will be capped at 30 frames on consoles but uncapped on PC.
Makes sense.
Makes sense. But another thing that made me from, I'm gonna be interested in Destiny 2, let's see how well it plays, to like, I don't think I'll be getting it now. Destiny 2 will not have dedicated servers. It's gonna be P2P.
Oh, that's bad.
Yeah.
That's an interesting decision.
It's not like Activision doesn't have the money.
All of the new Call of Duties have been non-dedicated servers as well, and every single iteration when it comes out, everyone always
that was the reason
yeah.
why I asked, is it like a persistent open world, or is it like a lobby, like matches kind of thing, like maybe you join my game and we raid and it's like just this one session and nobody else can come in? I don't know, because I didn't play the first Destiny.
Yeah, that definitely makes a difference.
I think for those kind of games, P2P is not so bad. So technically it's not really an MMO, right? It's not like what is that MMO FPS? PlanetSide 2? Where there's like huge battles, PvP and stuff.
I think there are large scale battles, aren't there? I honestly didn't play enough of it, so I shouldn't really say anything because people will murder me, but
yeah.
There is PvP, but I always just assumed it was like a battleground system, like WoW, where you queued up
like
and then got
arena,
pulled
right?
into the instance, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
There's probably open world control points, though, I assume. I don't know if there's factions. I don't know how that works.
Yep.
I don't know either.
That is how professional this podcast is. We don't actually
We know everything, obviously.
Yeah.
So
I don't feel too bad. My coworker who left Bungie I don't know, like 6 months ago, didn't know. He had not heard about Destiny coming to Blizzard, so
interesting.
it was low key, I guess.
Maybe
I think he must have worked on the DLC.
Was he? Right. Oh, so he worked on Destiny.
Yeah, we're on Destiny 1
Nice.
for the DLC.
Cool. So that is all for news this week. I have nothing else. Apart from one more thing, apparently that company that runs World of Tanks, Wargaming, they are apparently shutting down or bringing down videos from YouTubers that are criticizing them for like a premium. So apparently you can use premium bullets in that game.
Wow.
I know Jim Sterling
That's
Sterling,
said
insane
he had a
sentence.
lot to say about this subject.
And he literally
I
said
didn't
in his
know.
video, like, okay, I'm going to give you a few days to fix this shit up. If not, I'm just going to do that Jimquisition thing that he does. That is like, it's just premium ammo.
You know,
We are
developers
that level
attacking YouTubers always goes well for the developers.
Yeah,
Right.
it always does.
Yeah. Always.
So yeah, I'm dry. Do you guys want to bring up anything else?
The only other thing I can think of that we talked about a little bit before is the Surge finally came out.
Did you
And-
try that already?
No, I put in a request for it, but they got out of keys like super quick, so
Oh,
I've been thinking about buying it.
It's
Yeah,
a $60 game, if I'm not mistaken.
It is.
It is,
And
it's a $50 game. It's close enough.
Is it 50? I saw it on EA when I was at the Origins, which is why it reminded me. But the big thing about it is people are calling it like a Souls-like game, and there's been a whole bunch of backlash against that term because they're like, oh no, only the Dark Souls games can be Souls-like or something, and some people are, I don't know. I really haven't played a lot of the Souls games, but I could definitely see the similarities between the two.
It has some interesting mechanics. Like you can target specific body parts, and the reason you do that is because their
That's
parts
cool.
can drop off, and you can use it to like make your own armor stronger or something like that, which is actually a really cool thing that they did. But I've heard like the controls for that isn't that intuitive because like there's a couple of things that you need to target and stuff like that.
Yeah. So before you go into an engagement with someone, you can target, like, let's say I want this left arm, and then you have to kind of attack and do enough damage to that body part, and then like do a finisher move when you finish off the enemy. And if you did enough damage, then you'll hack off that piece, and then you get it to either use or sell or like upgrade your own stuff in some way.
It's interesting. Do you guys think more Souls-like games would be bad? Because it's like it's not really a formula that's easy to get down.
That's the big problem with it. Is there's what I would consider a lot of like Souls-like games that said like they were, and what's the word I'm looking for? Like they looked at Dark Souls and tried to make it into their game, like embody that, and they just don't really get it. The only one I can think of was there's a 2D game that was kind of like a Dark Souls that actually did pretty well.
I've played a couple that were okay.
Salt and Sanctuary.
Salt and Sanctuary, exactly.
There's even a top-down Dark Souls-like kind of game where you play a mouse. I can't remember what it's called.
Yeah, there was that one too.
Which was interesting. You play a mouse. And apparently the game was pretty good.
I like that. There's one of my favorite comics called Mouse Guard. It's a bit like the Redwall books by Ryan Jacques, but
like
mouse
you played a lot of Souls games.
I played the 3.
Yeah, is that something?
So it
What
depends.
makes a Souls game a Souls game is what I'm trying to figure out.
Yeah, I think some of the key things to Souls games, we only call them that because Souls popularized them. Like a lot of the things that seem there's not as big beforehand. Like corpse runs, I think, are a big thing that not many other current games have. I mean, just being hard seems like something that it likes to pin its hat on, but it's not hard to do. I don't know. I mean,
it's a cheap way to market it, though, right?
Yes, it's a very cheap and easy way to market it. At least get attention on it, either from naysayers or whatever you want. Some of the things I like most about Souls games, it's hard to say it's a Souls feature because it's not even that consistent across the Souls series. Like my favorite thing about Souls games, again, also present in other games, is the reward system of shortcuts, circular level shortcuts. Like you start the level, you can see way in the distance somewhere you're going to be later, and there's a shortcut system to get back around, and so you kind of like build out the world as you explore it, and that's how you acquire power in some ways, just ease of movement around the world. But like Dark Souls 2 doesn't do that.
Do you think the Souls games was a pretty good like evolution of roguelikes?
I wouldn't say the Souls games are roguelikes.
No.
Because
they're not
Your
strictly
character keeps their
permadeath.
level.
Right.
It's not permadeath.
And they're not procedurally generated, which is usually one of the things that...
Yeah, true.
Those go together.
Yeah.
That's another thing, right? Like the level design is pretty tight.
Level design, that's what I like to think, yeah. Again, Dark Souls 2, I don't know how tight the level design was, but like 1 and 3 were pretty good.
I've been thinking about getting Bloodborne, but I'm not sure because I'm not into Souls. But apparently it's faster paced and you can't play defensively in that game, apparently.
That's what I hear.
You have shields, but like they don't...
I think there's one shield. I think it's like one item that's a shield. Like the main mechanic, I guess, is so you have usually a melee weapon in your right hand and a ranged weapon in your left hand, and the main mechanic is firing your ranged weapon at the right time on an enemy's attack animation to put them in a staggered state so you can do like a finisher on them, kind of. And that also restores HP or something when you do that. I don't know. I mean, it's when you get hit, it's like a window of time after which if you hit them back, you get the HP back. So it's kind of just play more aggressively, because if you take the hits and you deal the hits, it comes out in your favor. I don't know.
True.
That's in Dead Cells as well. If you get hit, it'll chunk down this much of your health, but if you hit them back, you'll only lose like that much or whatever. So
in Let It Die, the stamina bar is not an actual bar. Is when you do actions, your lungs actually start to glow, and you can see through your body. It will start to
That's
glow,
cool.
and it will start to pump much faster. And once it reaches a certain limit, you will like just have to just bend down and like catch your breath. I thought it was a pretty cool thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
And you can hear your heartbeat like tick, 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 really loud. I thought it was pretty cool. So
I think actually it's another important thing I think about the Dark Souls, all of Dark Souls games, is the mechanic is
Balancing?
it's almost like a fighting game in the sense that it's all about timing. Timing is usually a very important aspect.
Like there's a very good level design, but it's almost like engagement design with Dark Souls, where they exactly design each fight to be a certain different way, and you have to figure out, because every monster or boss has their own set of like animations and different movesets that they do, and you have to kind of figure out that puzzle. It's almost like a puzzle element, how to defeat that encounter.
Exactly. I think that's
Yeah.
I don't know how important the storytelling methods of Dark Souls are to Dark Souls. I think they're pretty important to Dark Souls. I don't know how important they are into things that are Dark Souls like. Where there's almost no storytelling, just some random items and their relationship to other things in the world.
That's why I get from the Surge. I think people are saying there's really not a story to it, so
That's fine.
you don't get that lore and stuff. It's just you woke up, you have to
grind.
defeat this.
Right.
Yeah, that may be the biggest downside.
But I do like the way they try to do it differently, like a Vagrant Story style, like you can aim like the different body parts and stuff. I thought that was pretty cool.
That body part thing's intriguing.
Yeah. So yeah, that the Surge is something that I would never try because I'm not into Souls game. But for some reason, I really want to try Bloodborne, not Battleborn.
Is it Surge with a U or with an E?
SU the Surge.
Yeah,
SURGE.
The Surge.
There, I see it. Oh, I saw this picture. It looked weird because it has like an exosuit on him.
Yeah, you look like
it wasn't like a full-on suit. It's like just like a.
It looks like the one that the one in Aliens, like a body size one.
A bit more agile, kind of like the ones from Starship Troopers.
To me, you look like a front-end loader. I think the other thing is people said when you upgrade your stuff, your view model doesn't really change. Like you wish if you cut off a guy's arm or something and put it on, then you could be like all blue with like a yellow arm or something. But apparently it doesn't do that. I could be
Fashion
wrong.
Souls is a big thing.
Yeah.
So I think they missed the boat on that one for sure.
This does look cool though. Although the graphics kind of remind me of what was Enslaved Journey to the West, I think it was called.
Yep.
It kind of reminds me of that, like it's dusty but kind of technology at the same time.
I can see it.
Right.
I mean,
are you talking about the art style or like the art style?
Yeah, just the aesthetics of the game.
I wanted to ask you, are you talking about the art style or the way it looks? I was like, isn't that the fucking same thing?
Yeah.
So apparently there's this other game I saw that I just wishlisted. It's called Skylar and Pluck's Adventure on Clover Island. It's like a 3D old school mascot platformer looking thing.
Mascot platformer? What does that mean?
Like Ratchet and Clank, Jack and Dexter, Sly Cooper, those kind of games.
So like not a furry, a mascot. I see.
Yeah.
Like Crash Bandicoot, maybe a humanoid.
Is Crash Bandicoot not a furry?
Is
defines
Ratchet and Clank not a furry?
Sorry, say that
Ratchet. Isn't Ratchet a furry? If Bandicoot's a furry, Ratchet's a furry.
Definitely a furry.
Wait,
for sure.
what was, you said mascot, so I didn't know if that's a differentiating thing.
Oh, I mean, when they say mascot, it was because back then it was like a mascot war. Like Nintendo had Mario, he was their mascot, and then Ratchet and Crash Bandicoot was the mascot for Sony, those kind of thing. And then they basically decided to call these 3D platformers mascot kind of games. So I guess I'm pretty much using it wrong because it's technically not really a mascot because it's by an indie company. But I think it looks like an old school like 3D platform. It looks kind of cool.
Kind of like Rocket Knight Adventures versus Sonic on the Sega Genesis.
Yeah, Sonic, another mascot.
Yeah.
The new Sonic game. You can make your own character, which is interesting.
That's right. Was it Sonic Heroes or something?
I can make my super edgy × 2 Shadow the Hedgehog, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. You think Shadow is edgy? I'm gonna show you. Gonna Knuckles and Shadow and shit. It looks cool. It does have like gadgets and stuff, which is cool. Actually, like games like Sonic, I don't know how you're gonna evolve it from like the 2D back when it was on the Sega Genesis, because it was purely about speed, right? And the other games were like, oh, you go around, you get these power-ups, or this because the level design, or you can get shortcuts and stuff. While I definitely know that Sonic's level design is pretty important, but like the speed is like the main thing. And it's pretty difficult to do while you're in 3D, but also wanting like the player to use different gadgets and stuff is like once, and then if you have to stop, it just kind of takes away from the formula of speed. It just feels weird. I don't know.
It doesn't make the transition from 2D to 3D very well.
Yeah.
I
was
think
never
it
a very
peaked at Sonic
future-proof
3.
concept, I feel. Yeah.
Yeah.
Too bad. I really love Sonic though.
One of them was supposed to be good, like Sonic Generations or something. Which one was it?
Yeah, and yeah. So that one you can play the old Sonic, and you can play both Sonics, the old and the new Sonic, and certain levels will be the usual 3D style third-person one, and then each level will have two. Each level you can use the old and the new one, and the levels will be different depending on who you use, I believe.
Okay.
Yeah,
That's
so you can
interesting.
kind of. Oh, I see. I understand.
it's pretty cool.
Huh.
Sonic Lost World was like they were trying to do like a Mario Galaxy, I guess. But again, because it's not a game, it's not a franchise, or it's not a game that is like, it's not a Mario game. It needs to be fast, but so
Of course, there's Sonic 06, which is just the worst one. I think that's the one to me that like you look at it and say, this is the reason why this doesn't work in 3D.
Right.
Right, because you're like trying to like keep on the coins, and usually you'd go straight like this, but you can't because he's like going off of pillars and stuff and over water, and it's like they're trying to make it look fast, but it makes the gameplay worse when they try and make it faster in 3D.
Right.
Yeah.
Since we're talking about new games that we've been putting on our wish list, I guess. Do you guys know Laura Shigihara?
No.
She is the one that did the what's that, Plants vs Zombies soundtrack.
Okay.
She was also the one that did the To the Moon soundtrack. Wait, is it Plants vs Zombies? Yeah. Plants vs Zombies soundtrack, To the Moon soundtrack, and a bunch of other stuff. And she made her own game. It's called Rakuen, and it's basically an RPG Maker style game, I guess. But it's I'm guessing it's like a To the Moon where the story is like really cool and shit. I really want to play it.
Have you played To the Moon?
Oh, I played To the Moon, yeah.
I haven't played it. I have diligently avoided all Let's Plays.
So it's
So
only
it's not
$10
spoiled.
this Rakuen. So maybe you want to play it for your channel, Fo? I don't know.
$10? That's pushing it. How do you spell it? R-A-K?
Rakuen.
Okay.
That one's pretty cool. Vanquish on the PC
Wait,
is a thing.
Is it also like a RPG Maker game?
Yeah, it looks like a RPG Maker game. To the Moon was used
Yes,
in
To
RPG
the
Maker.
Moon.
Yeah.
Yep.
So
That
it
was
has
very
that look, but not
story
really.
based.
Yeah, it's very
wasn't
story
it?
based. Yeah. So Rakuen is pretty much, I think, is gonna be a very story heavy.
Oh, I think I saw this game on Keymailer and just kind of glossed over it because it looked so generic.
I do that a lot.
Which is the sad thing about if you use RPG Maker, right?
Yeah.
People have to know the story behind the game development. It's like,
I mean, these are custom assets, but not like the style is still very generic, and
Yeah.
like the trees are still
yeah.
And there's so many, and I hate to say this, but there's so many like subpar games that come off of RPG Maker.
And that
That
doesn't help the perception.
Perception.
Of the,
Exactly. It's hard to filter out and know which ones are the good ones, which ones are not. So
Yep.
Yep. So apart from that, Vanquish is also a thing that's coming soon. Can't wait for that. And Agents of Mayhem is also something that's coming out in a couple of months.
But then it'll be after May. It should come out in May. It's called Mayhem. It's gotta come out in May.
So you guys know that game, right? It's made by the Saints Row people.
I remember
Which
hearing
game?
about it.
Agents of Mayhem. So it's, I think you use like superheroes or something, and because I guess that's what they want to do now. Ever since Saints Row 3 is like superhero shit, you get to use 3 different characters. You get to switch on the fly. Problem is there's no
cool.
co-op, so that kind of sucks.
Oh, it's like Trine, but not.
Looks interesting though. It's basically an action open world game. Different hero characters. You don't create your own. I'm pretty sure you choose. You can pre-order it now for no good reason. So yeah.
It'd be cool if you could make your own superhero. Like you
like
could be
the City of Heroes
Toastman and
MMO.
yeah. Have the power of toast or something.
So yeah. Okay, so yeah, that's it from me. Anything else, guys, before we wrap this up?
That's all I got on my list.
Foe? Good place to
Yeah,
wrap
I
up?
don't really. Yeah.
Sweet. See Otter, where can people find you? Self-promotion time, baby. The only reason we do this podcast.
So you can find me on Twitter and YouTube. Just search See Otter Gamer, all one word. Probably find it if you split it up either way.
I don't
also
think there
been
is any other sea otters that plays video games. I don't
probably
think so. Yeah.
Probably, it's probably like 100 of us. But I'm also restreaming to Twitch if you prefer Twitch. But I'll probably stop doing that because nobody watches me on Twitch. Everyone's on YouTube. So that's pretty much it.
Foe, where can people find you? We should do that. I do you and you do me when Sarah's back. When Sarah's back, I guess.
Okay, and
Yeah.
Sarah's back.
Yeah.
Because I don't know where to find you.
Guess whose links is gonna be out in the description?
I'm on YouTube. Foehamner, as usual. I
As
tweet stuff and whatnot.
Foehamner. The
Hamner.
Hammer.
Yeah, not hammer. Hamner.
Hammer. Yeah. Ham is better
I
than
just
hammer.
finally
anyways.
got that joke. I understand now.
Google still doesn't understand. Google still
No.
don't get it. Yeah.
We'll
I
make
need
it
a better
understand.
logo.
Yes.
Because like sometimes I put like the text Foehamner over the icon, and I make the N red, so it's very clear that there's an N there. But I need something more elegant that like is readable from a distance. I don't know what yet though.
You should just make the ham part of it like look like ham. So like it's like pink on the inside with like a red stroke around.
That'd be interesting. Yeah.
Leave the NER at the end just as like gray or whatever.
Yeah. I'll experiment with that. Thanks.
So yes, I am Pupunoob on the Facebooks and the Twitters and the YouTubes. Pupunoob. Pupunoob. Poop. So yes, thank you very much for watching and listening. This has been episode 99 of the playonultra podcast. 99 of these. Whoever's listening from episode 1, what is wrong with you?
Why are you still here?
Just joking. Please don't
We're
leave.
so sorry.
I'm sorry.
We're so sorry.
So yes, thank you very much. It has been a fun fucking 2 years. Holy shit. I'm saying like we're gonna go off or something. No, we're gonna stay. We still have way more episodes to come. So yes, see you next week. Bye bye.